All right, so we've got a lot of Montreal Canadiens updates to go out there and talk about. Not any speculation or situational commentaries about the fan base like we had done earlier in today's show. We have ourselves some actual commentary on the state of the Montreal Canadiens by Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton that I do think is really interesting to dive into. Firstly, I will say, there are dogs barking outside. There are some little puppy chihuahuas that are going out there and barking a storm up, so if you hear any arfs in the background of this video commentary, then I apologize for that. I can't tell the neighbors' dogs to shut up. It's too mean. So we're just going to let them do their thing in peace. If you hear a bark or two in the background, then I apologize. But let's dive into some of the commentary made by Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes during this presser at the end of the season, starting out with what exactly the Montreal Canadiens' plans are going to be. I was thinking of saying trade plan, but I don't think that is the right way to fully encapsulate it. Here's a comment made by Jeff Gorton, as posted by the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro. Gorton wants to add players with size, compete, and skill. Who should the Canadiens be targeting this summer? Adding some players with some size, a little compete, and some skill, obviously, that's the quote here. And, you know, it's not really the most game-breaking, crazy, surprising quote. Like, yeah, of course, the Habs are trying to add good guys. But there is somewhat of an emphasis that is placed here on size being a factor. Seems like the Canadiens are kind of done with the days of adding smaller dudes, which is okay when you consider the fact that they have had quite a few of them make a significant impact on the team recently. Cole Caulfield, Lane Hutson, Nick Suzuki isn't the biggest guy in the world. Ivan Demidov is a little taller, but he's a little skinnier too. So, guys with size, compete, and skill. Very cookie-cutter answer, not surprising at all. But if the Canadiens are going to go out there and start targeting more bigger players, that, of course, seems like a very intriguing opportunity too. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below whom it is you think the Montreal Canadiens should, would, or could target in any sort of a move, whether it is a trade or a free agency bid. For what it's worth, folks are going out there in the replies of this Sick Podcast tweet by saying a bunch of dudes. Tage Thompson, Sam Bennett, Matthew Nyes, Quentin Byfield, Jamie Benn. Like, okay, none of these guys are, like, guarantees, and a lot of them are so unrealistic. Folks are really just using this reply section to meme it up. But out of the ones that are available, I mean, Sam Bennett has some skill, compete, and size. Tage Thompson, pretty good too, but no way Tage Thompson is going to be leaving Buffalo anytime soon. Matt Nyes, that offer sheet conversation is absolutely not going to translate, so let's just leave it up to Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton to make the decisions, and we'll just react to it once it happens. How does that sound? Now, there also was another post made here by Marco D'Amico. Jeff Gorton also said here that it's a big summer with some big opportunities. He's trying to keep his plans under wraps and has mentioned a few times that he doesn't want to give anything away. But it's very indicative that they want to take some swings. Talent and compete and size are on the menu. Mason McTavish, anybody? Ryan O'Reilly? Sidney Crosby? Yeah, okay, we've been discussing a whole bunch of these names over the past few weeks. Now, let's dive into a few other notes here, extending beyond the scope of what is to come, and let's talk more about what was. What exactly the Montreal Canadiens had on their team that they were fans of and that they wanted to see more out of. Starting with Patrik Laine. This was a really interesting conversation that a lot of folks were going out there and debating amongst themselves before this press conference. Kent Hughes said earlier this morning that the Habs would not have made the playoffs without Patrik Laine. It wasn't always pretty, at 5v5 especially, but Hughes highlighted that Laine scored crucial goals and showed a willingness to improve. That's sweet, Kent. And I think it does have a semblance of truth here. Like, there is a world where Patrik Laine does not score as much as he did And there is a world where the Canadiens don't get as many points, don't win as many games, and don't make the playoffs as they did without Patrik Laine. The Habs literally needed every single bit of point production they got this season. Laine scoring big, beautiful goals, tying things up, giving the Habs chances to get extra points on the scoreboard. That, of course, was the most important thing he contributed, even though there wasn't much 5v5, there wasn't much in the end of the season, in the playoffs, etc. He wasn't really looking all too great, and a lot of people would go out there and question the work ethic and the engagement. Oh, if he's not scoring goals, and what is he doing? Laine doesn't do anything else. Like, yeah, that's pretty fair. But it also is fair that when he was doing well and he was scoring, he did bring the Canadiens back into a positive spot. So Kent Hughes is not tolerating any Patrik Laine slander. That's what I'm learning over here. And I think folks from around the NHL who understand this about Patrik Laine are just looking at the situation in Montreal and objectively saying, yeah, Patrik Laine did play a reasonable part in the Canadiens' hunt for the playoffs in 24-25. It would be foolish to discredit him otherwise. I think for Habs fans, we just kind of have to stop being too harsh on the guy because, yes, it's true, a lot of the frustration is warranted. This guy does not show up as often as he should. But there is a good enough body of work where it's like, yeah, at least you have the benefit of the doubt. He was hurt in the playoffs and he wasn't playing the last little while. His absence on that first power play opened the door to an entirely new opportunity on the man advantage with Demidov, Slafkovsky, Hutson, Suzuki, Caulfield. That unit is a unit, man. So good. Anyways, speaking about guys that were on the first power play unit, let's talk about another one. It's Lane Hutson over here. Yesterday, we made a video talking about the idea of Lane Hutson signing an $11 million AAV contract, whether or not that was actually possible here. Well, whether it's possible or not, we're not going to know, but Marco D'Amico does tweet this out. Kent Hughes confirms that he will be in contact with Lane Hutson's agent, Sean Coffey, to see what their intentions are with Lane Hutson eligible to sign a new deal on July 1st. There is certainly interest. So there you go, baby. Hook and sinker. This is the best timeline for the Montreal Canadiens. We spoke yesterday about how Quinn Hughes in Vancouver is a guy who's probably going to leave. And players who have that type of an impact on a blue line, whether it is Quinn Hughes or Adam Fox or Cale Makar, Lane Hutson even. I'd say that Hutson and Hughes are more similar than Makar or Fox or anybody else. I just think that the way they contribute offensively and the way they move in the O-zone, how they man the point and how they take control of the entire blue line area of the ice, this is unmatched by any of these other guys. Sure, Cale Makar has better straight line speed, he's got better passing, I guess you could say, he's got a better physical frame, and he can drive to the front of the goal better, and he can snipe it from afar too, but the way Quinn and Lane are able to just rotate around, oh, it's so special. Quinn Hughes is a problem in Vancouver because we don't know if he's going to come back. We think he's going to leave. Lane Hutson, if he wants to stay, you keep that guy. You sign him to 8 years, you get him as much money as he wants, whether it's 9, 10, 11 million bucks a year. Honestly, though, considering Lane Hutson's personality, it doesn't seem like he's the kind of guy to penny pinch and want to get more than he's available for, so we'll just reasonably see him sign a $7.5 million contract and all is going to be well in Canuck land, right? Okay, maybe he'll get more than that, but for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about all these Montreal Canadiens news and notes, how Jeff Gorton reveals the Canadiens' trade plan, and how Kent Hughes speaks out about Patrik Laine and Lane Hutson in a positive way. We'll talk more about this press conference and the comments made over the next few days, but for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.